started regular music 3 years ago, and at first we were interested in the music of such American composers as Philip Glass and Steve Reich. We were very interested in this kind of minimal music, and when we started playing, we used to play some of their early works. Now we've moved on quite a long way from that. We write all our own music. There are at the moment two main composers with the group, myself, Jeremy Peyton-Jones, and the other, one of the keyboard players also writes, Jonathan Parry. Jonathan and I write most of the pieces, and the music is very much affected by the people in the group. For instance, we made the addition 2 years ago of a drummer, which is Charles Hayward from This Heat and Camberwell Now, and also an electric guitarist. And that, first of all, changed the group quite a lot from a slightly more classical and quieter feel to more bordering on rock music, on that kind of side of music. Later still, last year in fact, we added Mary Phillips, a singer, and so we added a lot of vocal parts to pieces that already existed, and I wrote a large piece which featured the singer quite a lot. It was a main piece for singer with the rest of the group. So to that extent, the members of the group affect what we write, but at the same time, all the music is written. There is no improvisation or anything like that. It is all set.
Vocalist. I like singing other sorts of music, jazz music, as well as modern systems music. The reason why I find it interesting to sing in regular music is because I sing as almost like an instrument as well as like a voice. I have to sing a lot of high notes that are loud and repeated, so it's very much like an instrument. But there are also long lyrical lines like a voice is used to singing. I also play saxophone and a little bit of keyboard, but not very much. Sometimes I like to sing very, very pure notes without any vibrato, so it's much more, it sounds like a very clear instrument. But my voice isn't a big operatic voice. It's not like people who sing Wagner or big opera voices. So the music suits me very well because it's I have quite a big range, but it's not too big for the group. It's part of the group. It's a small part.
These sections of the piece were part of a piece which I wrote last year for the ICA in London. It was a commission for the ICA, and the whole work was for music and video, and it was a special performance for music and video with a singer who told the story throughout the piece. Now that is a special performance which we do with video. Some parts of this piece we can play in concerts as sections of their own. The whole work lasts an hour and 15 minutes, it's very long. And so we just take sections from it and play them in the concert. I don't exactly like the word systems music. You know the word systems music. A lot of people say regular music is a systems band. We are not exactly systemic. The systems are not very rigorous. They're not exact like they were, for instance, with Philip Glass and Steve Reich. And so it is moved on from systems. It is post-systems music, if you like. It is after systems music. And it incorporates many other elements. One of the interesting elements that I find is 19th century music, the very grand harmonic style of composers like Richard Wagner, which I use a lot in my music. That sort of tonal music, not just the minimal, very small elements of minimal music. We chose the name of the group. When we started, the founder members of the group tried to think for a long time about the name. Regular music implies the repetition that you hear in systems music. A lot of the time it is very regular. It repeats itself over and over again, but it is not exactly regular. You could just as well call it irregular music now, I think. It is based on there's a firm foundation on the history of classical music. We're interested in history of music through the ages, if you like, and the effect that it has on modern music, and on presenting this music in a new way, if you like, and also on widening the audience for this sort of music. I think our music has a wider appeal than the very mainstream avant-garde music.
It tends to be the rhythmic side of it that moves on to, because of the drummer, the introduction of the drummer, because it moves into a much more rocky field. And I think people perhaps find that easier to listen to. It makes it more attractive to listen to because it's much more of a dance feel, or it gets your pulse going.
we feel that there is a great deal of interest in France for this sort of music, and in Europe generally. Perhaps more interest than there is in England, and for us this is a good thing. I don't know. I think it's probably to do with a political thing about the arts and fostering the arts. I think it's probably that. There seems to be more money in France.
I don't know. I think the Europeans, rather like the Americans, are much more prepared to listen to different sorts of music. I think they like eclectic music. They like music that derives the style from lots of different sorts. Whereas in Britain, I think there's a tendency to want to be trendy, to stick to a particular style that comes into fashion in the charts. And we tend to be rather more elitist in Britain. We have a small following, but people aren't willing to listen to a lot of different sorts in the same way that they are in Europe, I don't think.